Hey everybody, this is Bryant again from Make It Fix It Build It. It's been a while, but I wanted to touch base and try and get better at posting these videos. Things just kind of got carried away with work, selling houses, moving, all kinds of stuff. You know how it goes. But anyway, I wanted to make a video about my work trailer. There's a lot of videos out there, but there's some specifics that I wish I would have known before I had purchased a trailer. So I figured I'd put something up there to maybe help some of you from making some of the same mistakes that I made. And since the mistakes have already been made, what I did to make it work, because I'm sure everyone already noticed how expensive things are right now. Trailers aren't an exception, so I paid probably close to double of what I should have paid for this trailer just even a year ago. So I'm here in central Pennsylvania, and you can see behind me here, getting ready to do some work at my father-in-law's house. Beautiful view, but okay, I guess I'll go over some things. So the trailer is a 6x12 by 6'6" tall V-nose 2022 look trailer. When I originally purchased it, I purchased it because I had a little bit of a smaller truck. I had a mid-sized truck, and I wanted to make sure that this was going to be able to tow it. Well, it didn't tow it very well, so I ended up getting a newer truck anyway, right right after I bought the trailer. So hindsight, would have went bigger. That's the number one thing. 6x12 is a little tight. It's doable, but definitely a little tight. 7x14 would even be better. 7x16 would be great. 8.5 foot wide would be amazing, but if you are a remodeling contractor like I am, and you're in and out of neighborhoods and driveways and alleyways, the 8.5 foot trailer by 16 or whatever is just it's like it would be amazing for the room, but it's a nightmare to maneuver. So 6 foot by 12 foot, 6.5 foot tall V-nose, drop down rear gate, single axle. That's what I got. You could also get a double axle. I would recommend that. Something that I didn't really think about with the cargo capacity. It's a huge increase in the payload weight just to get that double axle. So let me flip the camera around here and show you what we're working with. So this is the inside, and I just got done organizing this weekend. All of the shelving and everything literally just got done. So I guess we'll start in the front. So I have these a 10-inch sliding miter saw on a folding stand, a 10-inch table saw, mobile job site saw on a stand. They fit pretty snugly, but they fit in the V-nose here. Strap them down, they don't go anywhere. That's great. Obviously you can see how close they are together in the middle here. That's where I think a 7-foot trailer would be great, because as of right now, if I want the table saw out, the miter saw's got to move. The stand's huge. I know a lot of people do separate things. They do, they have a saw and they have a stand separate, and they can fold them up and store them, and whatever. I still don't have a ton of storage space, so that's not really an option even for me. So this is the best route right now for this, and this is just going to have to be what it is for a while. But I did power the trailer. I just got a 100-foot extension cord, wired it into an outlet, powered some, sorry about the sun, powered some rope lighting around here, and then ran some MC cable over, and then I got a couple outlets here underneath my workstation. I got my fast charger up here. I do have other chargers. I do carry some Hitachi or Metabo tools, but honestly I found that most times that I'm charging, I just need the chargers on the job site. So I keep them, batteries and chargers in a bag, and I just bring the whole thing inside with me, because I don't always plug in the trailer. It's nice to have that option, but I don't always do it. So this shelf was the first addition I made just to get me through, because I bought it in the height of all of this lumber shortage and price hikes and everything. I had this scrap 3/4 inch oak plywood laying around, so I made this shelf very sturdy. I, as you can see, pocket screwed it all together, and then self-tapping screws into the metal framing of the trailer, and a couple extra just in the 3/8 sheathing that's inside the trailer that was already here. So it worked good for all of my sort of small tools or hole saw sets or router or whatever that was in boxes, but this was just jam-packed. It was just absolutely overflowing. So I decided, now that finally that lumber came down, I was going to try to redesign this and make some better storage. So I added the drill holder underneath here. The multi-tool actually does fit upside down, but after I put this in the bench, it's a little too tall, so it kind of sits on top of there and doesn't stay in too securely now. But I just put a bungee to keep everything from sliding out. So anyway, the bench is made to fit. I need to get more, but 6 of these 17-gallon totes from Lowe's, I have just overflowing with paint and electrical supplies. So I'm gonna have a couple paint, a couple electrical, drywall, and then whatever miscellaneous stuff I figure out there. For now, I put all this stuff in here. I have empty containers all over the place. They just need to go away. I'm gonna put them in storage somewhere, and then I can empty all this out. But I do everything. So this is everything. This is my entire life of tools here. I do all of my own stuff, from framing to electrical to my own tile work, flooring, drywall, painting, everything. I don't get into roofing. I used to work for a roofer. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. So that's about the only thing I don't do. So it is possible, is my point, to use a trailer of this size for your contracting business and fit everything that you need. So what I did then, the issue that I had was I had just big job site boxes sitting on the floor here, and then basically you just had one level of storage, so there was nowhere to go, and there's nowhere to go in these things except for up the wall. So when I would open up my trailer, if I had a couple scrap pieces of drywall or something sitting over against the wall, no matter what I put in front of it, they would fall over, and then it would just be a disaster area in here, and you'd have to spend a couple minutes just cleaning the aisle out before you could even walk in here. So what I did was, on the bottom down here, you see I made a base that goes all the way across. It's 8 foot long, and I use that for my long storage. I can fit lumber, piping, whatever. I got some trim down in there, some corner bead, whatever I have that's 8 foot long that I usually don't have a place for. Now it has a home, and it's out of the way, and it takes up no room basically. So then behind that, I left a 4-inch pocket right here for any sheet goods. That also goes 8 foot. I made it 50 inches tall just so I had a little bit of clearance to get anything in there. Obviously sheet goods are typically 48 inches. You can get bigger drywall, but if I do, I'll just put it in here and strap it down. I'm not usually carrying stuff around like that. If I do, it's picking it up and bringing it to the job site, so I'm not worried about permanently storing it. But I keep some scraps in here. That way, sometimes you get a call, somebody needs a hole patched or something. If I have time, I'll go do it. So I got some things in there then that I can use for that purpose. This catastrophe is not done yet, but eventually what I think I'm going to do is make some slots, or potentially use some PVC to make kind of like eyelets to stick these things down into. But this is all stuff that didn't really have a home. Now it kind of does. This broom rack was up on the wall behind here. You can see the line where I leveled it before, but I just put it in here to see how it works. We're still figuring this out, but anyway, it may look ugly, but it's not going anywhere, so that's all that really matters to me. I mean, I got sledgehammers and paint poles, hose and brooms and and my work light and all this kind of stuff. So things that are kind of awkward to store are, that's it. That's where they're at now. So my shelving, I made them all 20 inches wide, and just because, I don't know, I just figured out the length that I had to use and split it into thirds, and that's what I got. So the only thing that I would do differently is I made these shelves 4 inches. A couple of them I guess wouldn't be bad, but I made 6 of them. I wish I would have made a couple that were 6 inches, and if I had the space, I probably wouldn't do any 4-inch shelves. 6 inches would probably be the minimum that I would do. These are very tight. I didn't really test it out, but before I did, I just kind of wrote it down and started cutting and went to town on it. I was trying to get it all done over the weekend so I get back to work. So eventually what I want to do is up here, so this shelf can only, these shelves can only go back until they hit the sheet goods storage. On top though, it could go all the way back to the wall. So this top shelf is 18 inches wide, and it's plenty deep enough for these organizers, these smalls organizers. Now this one is the Craftsman one. It actually fits in here. It has a little lip on the bottom that catches on the lips that I put on the front of these pockets. So it doesn't go anywhere. I didn't think it was going to fit. It does. Point being, above here, I thought about making just a stack of slots for those organizers. But I'm not sure yet. We'll see. This box is just kind of temporarily up here. I just got done with another job, and it's some leftover stuff that I have that needs to find a home. So when I get those other totes for the underneath the workbench, a lot of that's going to be separated in there. Buckets are always a pain. This kind of worked out perfect to fit some buckets in here. One of them I kind of store stuff in. The other ones are, for mixing mud or thin set or whatever the case is. You always use them. So where do you put them? Well, they fit on top of here. I threw a bungee around them. They're not going anywhere. That's perfect. I love it. I had some of the shovels. I had the hoe and the post hole diggers over here, and it's just too much weight for these things. So I keep some pecs over here. I just threw these tool belts on here, and that's the other reason I wanted to make that other storage over there, was to store those things that are kind of heavy and cumbersome. The shovel and the rake fit okay back there still. These 2 racks I actually got out of a freezer that I scrapped. So the scrapyard wouldn't take the racks anymore. Apparently they're not recyclable. So they asked me to take them out, and I had them, and I'm like, what am I going to do with them? And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to hang them on the shelf here, or on the wall. So it worked out perfect. I have a box full of sandpaper, another box full of nails and things, whatever. Just kind of a catch-all for storage. Worked out great. I have no complaints about it. I still need to make a place for my levels. As you can see, they're tucked back in here. I'd like to make a pocket somewhere. I'm not sure where I'm going to do that yet, but this is a work in progress by far. The compressor fits down here, which I was surprised about. I made it tall enough just in case it would, and it does. So I just put a little bungee in front of that just to keep it from falling out, because the pocket's not deep enough for a lip on the front to keep it from sliding. I have ladder storage over here. I don't have extension ladders because I don't typically do anything roof related. So if I end up needing one, I'll probably just get a ladder rack for the roof. But for now, these step ladders fit right in here against the inside of the door, and I've just bungee them to this wall, and they never give me any problems. That's where I have a charger hanging, blades and whatnot. So that's pretty much what I got. And the other thing was squares. Where do you put them? Well, we got them hanging on the door here, so it gets them up out of the way. I don't have to worry about them breaking. So there's obviously the thing that I was getting to in the beginning was the size. What do you do if you're just starting out in business, or if you already have been in business and you're looking to get a trailer, if you don't already have one, and maybe you have a work van. I don't know, but these things, like that toolbox down there, the shop vac. I keep a trash can, obviously, when I do demo. That way I can throw stuff in, haul it out to the dumpster. I have a heater. I am in Pennsylvania, so it gets cold. But these things just have to go inside the trailer on the floor. So they sit here on the floor. When I get to where I'm going, they got to come out. Not a big deal. It's only a couple things. That doesn't really hurt my feelings too much. Just some hose storage and extension cords. They're not really stored the best right now because they got cold and they're pretty stiff. So they didn't really want to wind up too good. But so, like I said, my recommendations, I think the 7-foot wide, just that one extra foot, would be a huge bonus. The Vinos, always get the Vinos. That front corner gives you some extra space, so you can fit longer materials in here. If I moved all this stuff out of the way, I could fit a 14-foot lumber up to the nose, even though it's only a 12-foot trailer, because the 12-foot only goes to this side here. This extra space in the V is not counted in the length. So something in case not everyone knew that. But that's it. I hope that was informational to anyone. If anybody has any questions, please ask me. I'd like to start posting more videos. If there's anything specific that anyone would like to see, let me know. I should have done a video, but I'm about done with a huge remodel on a 200-year-old farmhouse. It's turned out beautiful. Maybe at the end I'll do a little walkthrough and post it up just so there's something on there. My channel is very empty right now, but hopefully we can fill it up here over the near future and keep bringing you some new content. Okay, thank you everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. Hopefully I can keep pumping out some more videos for you. Thanks. Bye.